Homeowners, old and new, are you wondering what you can do to help you maintain your home properly? Let's go ahead and knock out this checklist of home maintenance tips with a little spin, a little twist. I'll go ahead and try to name some superheroes that kind of line up with these individual tips, if you may. And hopefully by the end of it, you have a little bit more options, a little more ideas, a little bit more in your arsenal on how to maintain your home. Now, I'm Baggio Saldivar. Thanks for coming to my channel. I'm a local realtor in Tacoma, Olympia, Seattle, everywhere in between. I get people like you calling me, texting me, emailing me consistently about questions about this area. I'd love to help all you out. I don't know though, unless you don't reach out. So please feel free to give me a call, text, email, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. That sounds like a voicemail. Let's just go ahead and get into this video. Now, why is home maintenance important? This should be kinda self-explanatory. I mean, thinking about it like your car, like any other piece of things and equipment that you care for, your home should be pretty much up there with maintaining and making sure you're keeping up with, just its functionality and all that. Because at the end of the day, if things get neglected, it's like bad news, right? Doesn't get, it gets worse with time. Same thing happens with things that are not maintained well in your home. The worse it is, it's a chain reaction, snowball effect. It will eventually lead to something that is major. And at the end of the day, we don't want that to hit our pocketbooks. We don't want to be out for the count with our living situation. We just don't want anything to come up that may arise. Now, off that, there's only so much you can do. Accidents happen, disasters happen, natural disasters, and even on a smaller scale, right? Just like inclement weather just will create something where you're just like, well, I would not have imagined this would have, happened to my own home. But, we can control, right? So I said that this would be kind of like a superhero twist. I don't know. A friend of mine threw this out there. I was like, I guess this is how you can put them. Number one, we can talk like we're Batman and not a deep, raspy voice like those damn movies. But Batman as in just patrolling and doing your due diligence, just in general, checking the home as you're walking throughout. You're patrolling in a way, right? You're just like looking around in the dark, in the night, at light, and you're just keeping your eyes open, eyes and ears open. And just like if something's not working right like it used to, you hear a weird noise, you see some water where it's not supposed to be coming from, little cracks here or there. Those are just some things that just be aware as you're looking on the day-to-day when you're living throughout your home, that sometimes a little water here or a little crack here or a little noise here, it's not just, the boogeyman. It's not just your haunted house here. It might be a maintenance issue. So hopefully that was just nothing, right? Whenever you hear some weird something or you see some water, hopefully it was just like a spilled ice cube from, like me, like my son, who'll just play with the ice cube machine, drop it, and it's actually just an ice cube melting under the fridge, and it's not actually the fridge. So, right? Now the next point of emphasis when you're maintaining your home is just cleanliness and decluttering. Well, you can think about it. You're Wonder Woman with a lasso, freaking lassoing this up. I honestly don't really know about Wonder Woman, but they said it was Wonder Woman. I guess so, right? Decluttering, reorganizing, cleaning, just deep cleaning too. A lot of that plays into a part of just like the longevity of your home, the longevity of your flooring, your carpeting. That's a big thing. If you want to, have your carpet last longer than usual, you obviously don't want to keep, walking on it with a lot of shoes, but you also want to maintain with carpet cleaning, whether by a professional or if you have your own. That is a big, 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 big thing to be able to do, especially if you're going to sell your home down the road and don't feel like replacing your carpets. But yeah, cleaning up too, it can help eliminate a lot of long-term issues. Even think about like in a bathroom, right, with moisture and mold. If you're just constantly, if you're just doing the regularly maintaining of cleaning through that too, and you're getting rid of all the nasty germs and stuff in your bathrooms, that's a big headache down the road you can just avoid. As well as, like I said, the flooring, right? Just mopping, cleaning, just vacuuming, not letting stuff build up. That doesn't get into the vents, which that leads us to point 3. Point number 3, like Iron Man with his fancy tech suit, getting his AC in there and all that, your HVAC, right? Your HVAC and your vents going through your duct work, all that is a very critical step, very critical point when you're maintaining your home. Heating and cooling. The simplest thing you can do to maintain, change out your filters. I was just talking about the flooring being dirty and dusty, and so that goes down into your vents, right? Well, if it goes down into your vents or it gets sucked up into your vents, into the circulation, it's gonna go through your furnace system. It's gonna go through that air conditioning system. And that's the point of a filter, is to be there to block that so it doesn't get in the rest of it and doesn't create more problems. So filters, regularly changing those out, it's super cheap too. Just go to Home Depot. A filter, I think the last time I bought one was only like maybe $20 for it. Don't quote me, but it's a very low cost piece of maintenance that can go a long ways. Now, on top of filters, like here in Washington, okay, like if you're lucky enough to have air conditioning, knock on wood that I have air conditioning in my house. A big thing that they always talk about is we're not using our air conditioning all throughout the year. We're not like in Arizona or Nevada, Southern California, where the AC is running. It's like your car, you're driving it every day, like it's just going, right? Like it's sitting idle for months at a time. So when it comes back to it, they say make sure you have your maintenance done on your air conditioning system prior to starting it back up, or even at the end of the summer too, or both, right? You want to make sure that it gets extra love, because if it's been sitting there for 4 or 5 months and then out of nowhere you're like, hey, we're going hard for 3 months straight, there could be issues. And same goes for going into the winter time, right? So we were going through, a lot of air conditioning was working, and then you hit the winter time and you're like, all right, now your furnace is going to be working hard for 6 months straight. Just regular scheduled maintenance, keeping up, knowing your system, knowing how much you got to schedule it. The next point of emphasis for your maintenance, it is Aquaman, aka your plumbing. Your plumbing and your water, right? And I've had, unfortunately, a lot of recent experience with this in my own house. So you can go back to my previous video. I talked a lot about it, about my past water leak on my main line. Go for it. Long story short, my water leak is fixed, and I'm actually waiting on the water company to give me back some type of credit or some type of reimbursement, because now I am not just spewing out gallons of water an hour. But off that, right, plumbing and your water and just seeing leaks in general, that affects your day-to-day, because 1, it can affect your water pressure, 2, it can affect your water bill and your money, and 3, it can affect your hot or cold water. So things like your water heater and your water system. Okay, I just had this happen too recently. I just had my water heater replaced because guess what? Water was on my garage floor. We're like, oh no, what is this? I thought maybe somebody spilled just some water there the first day. Then the next day it was still there, and I was like, okay, I cleaned that up yesterday. Sure enough, looked up, my water heater was leaking. There's water underneath. It was coming up. There was some rust already showing, and the water heater was 20 years old. Now, with a water heater, there's only so much you can do to maintain it. That's just kind of the life of it. In your head, though, with your maintenance tips looking through, at least what you can do is you can just like in your head schedule it out. Be like, all right, probably anticipate this going out here in the next 2 years. It's 23 years old. This water heater probably is lucky that it's already lasted this long. I'll just keep a budget in my head for it. Now, aside from water heater and hot water, like I said, check your water bill. Always make sure that it's still evenly flowing. Make sure there's no crazy spike if you haven't done anything abnormal, like fill up a pool or something. But another thing too is, checking the underneath of sinks, of faucets, making sure you got no dripping faucets like in the bathtub, making sure there's no bubbling in your drywall and stuff. That can be an issue. That can be there's a pipe burst like in your wall because there's bubbling through the drywall and the paint. All of the above, right? Water pressure, like we said, that can be, a leak to your main line. And yeah, just making sure there's no water, no moisture where there should not be, and everything is flowing properly. Last but not least, we got Superman, the outside protecting the earth. We have your just exterior maintenance in general. So kind of went with the beginning, like I said, Batman's, going in there, checking the, just generally scoping the streets on the inside. But the outside, when we have Superman looking around, we have, you're checking your siding, your roof, your gutters, any cracks on the outside of the foundation. Just, even down to the landscaping, right? You're not going to be able to see like a lot, maybe if you're letting stuff just grow next to your house. You might not be seeing, like vermin activity going through into your crawl space if you can't even see that the vent is broken, right? That's a big thing. Checking the crawl space vents, making sure your crawl space is sealed, because if not, critters are going to find their way down there and they're going to make that home themselves too. They're going to make your home their home. So make sure, like I said, the siding is a big thing, right? Making sure it's not cracking, making sure like your exterior paint is up to date. I mean, I'm actually guilty of this right now because we're planning on putting a new fresh coat of paint here shortly on the house, because paint is not just for aesthetic. Paint is also to protect, your home from, it's like the first line of defense of protecting your home from the weather too. It's very important to just maintain that on the exterior. So yeah, just making sure, if you want to even go as far as to, have pest control coming out to your house, having a roofer come inspect the top of the home too, and making sure your roof has no crazy leaks, no repairs needed, things like that nature. If you want to be on like quarterly, semi-annual, annual systems, they have options for that. Make sure you just contact your local pest control, your local roofer that you might have, recommendations from, or if you need a recommendation around here, let me know. They can definitely put you on a plan and help you with that exterior maintenance. So there you go. That is 5 easy steps, 5 breakdowns for what you need to be looking at when you're maintaining your home and why. Hopefully I hit everything that can give you a good ballpark idea of where to at least start. And yeah. If you have any other questions, any comments, leave. If you like this video, like, comment, subscribe. I'd love feedback too. Let me know what else you want to hear about. Again, I'm Baggio. I'm here in the Tacoma, Olympia, Seattle region. And I look forward to seeing y'all in the next video and talk to you guys soon.